Dorothy McKibben, and welcome y'all to YouTube. Welcome to my channel. I am making a series of videos on sewing and specifically quilts, making quilts, what you need to sew, how to make a quilt, things like that. Uh, so tonight we're going to talk about things that you need to start sewing, things that you have to have. Okay. So I hope the new year's treating y'all good. So let's get started. Okay, here we go. All right. In my first video, I talked about when I started sewing. I was 15 years old. I started in home economics in junior high, carried that on through high school, and I've been sewing ever since. I specifically make quilts, curtains, pillowcases, things like that. There are other people that sew that make clothes, dog clothes, cat clothes, whatever. Some people are talented like that. I'm not. Okay. So, all right, let's talk about some of the things that you have to sew with. Okay. One of the first things is needles and thread. So, there are different types of needles. Okay. These are hand sewing needles. All right. There are different sizes. To me, it really doesn't matter which size you use as long as you can get the thread through the needle. Okay. They're supposed to be for specific things. I mean, you wouldn't want to use the biggest one to quilt because then you're going to have major holes in your quilt, of course. Uh, so just, on your judgment. But these are hand sewing needles. Okay. And again, there are different kinds. There are these, um, just different ones. Then there are sewing machine needles. Sewing machine needles, every time you buy a sewing machine, it comes with the needles for that specific machine. Okay. It tells you what needles you need for that specific machine. So, that's pretty simple. Okay. All right. Then we have straight pins. Okay, straight pins are used. Just a second, let me see if I can get this open here. Uh, to pin things together that you're sewing so it doesn't move around. Okay, these are one type of straight pin. There's different. These have different colored ones. Okay. Um, then you have your just basic everyday pins. Okay. Uh, Now, y'all can see that. It's just got a little bitty head there on it. Okay. Then you have, uh, I have these. I got these from Wish. I thought they were really cute. uh, these are, sorry, I got tangled up. These are bow ties. They're pins. I ordered them from Wish. I just thought they were cute. Uh, then again, you have the ones with the big heads on them. Okay. But pins are used just to pin whatever you're sewing together to make sure it doesn't slip, to hold it into place and stuff. Okay. Then you have scissors. Okay. These scissors were given to me by my Aunt Shirley. She owned a fabric shop at one time. These are ginger scissors. These are some of the best scissors you can get. Okay. Thank you, Aunt Shirley. I use them every day. Okay. But this is one of the best brands. However, there are different types of scissors. Give me just 1 minute. Okay. Those are ginger scissors. These are Fiskars. Fiskars is a good brand. Then you have different sizes. You have your smaller ones and your even smaller ones. Okay. The smaller ones I use to clip ends. Um, just little things that I'm clipping the ends on. I'm actually working on a quilt right now, and These are the scissors that I'm using to clip the ends. Just little tiny scissors. Okay. There's so many different kinds of scissors. You can buy scissors, pins, all that stuff at your local Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Michaels. A lot of places have them, and it's up to you what scissors you decide to get. Okay, there's not a specific type you have to have. Okay, it's just a what you feel comfortable with type deal. All right. All right. Now we're gonna move on. Tracing chalk. Tracing chalk is to mark your lines. There's different colors in here. Again, another Wish favorite. Um, you mark your lines with it. That way you can keep your lines straight. Um, a lot of people use these. These are marking pencils, different colors. This one's blue. This one's black. Um, I have a white one somewhere. Who knows where it is? But anyway. Okay, then you have your safety pins. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see those. There's different types of safety pins. You can use 2-pin quilts when you get them sandwiched, and I'll explain what all that means when we start making a quilt. Okay, then you have your threads. Okay, this is dual duty thread. Okay, but this is quilting thread. Quilting thread is sturdier, and I use it in all of my quilts. It's a stronger, heavier thread. Uh, it helps. It keeps it together better, if you know what I mean. Okay. This is Coates and Clark. This is all-purpose thread. Now, Coates and Clark is one of the best brands that I think ever came out. I use Coates and Clark for everything. Even my dual duty thread is Coates and Clark. It used to be this Coates, then it became Coates and Clark. Okay? These are just different types. These are all-purpose threads. The other one is quilting thread. Um, Quilting thread I use specifically for quilts. Okay, now let me grab a couple rulers here. All right, this is what I started sewing with. Just a regular wooden ruler. You have your markings, of course. You just lay it down and you measure how big you want to make your piece of material or whatever. Okay. This one is the same thing, only this one has a deal. You can slide it up down or to hold it down with while you're marking, your measurements. Okay. Then you have your quilting rulers. Okay, this is an Omni Grid. This is a 5-inch by 5-inch quilting ruler. The thing that's good about these is they are clear. You can see through them. Okay, you can see your material. You can see where to mark. All of your markings are there. Okay. Then I have this ruler. This is an 18-inch ruler. It's see-through again, so you can see your material. Okay. Then I have this little cutie. This is a quilting ruler that folds out. Okay. This is a 24-inch ruler. Okay. Really easy to maneuver. If you only need to make something, say, 8 inches, that's 8 inches. Need to make something 16 inches. Okay. And then 24 inches. Okay. This ruler is awesome. I love it. I use it all the time. Okay. Then you have your Fiskars ruler. These are really convenient. Okay. You can actually you put your material in here, and again you can see the measurements Okay. You fold that down. This cuts your material. Okay. This one is the bigger version. Okay. This I'm going to scoot back a little bit because this one's pretty big. This is a ruler and a cutter. Okay. This is a 24-inch ruler. This is your cutter. As you're cutting, you have this on top of your material like this. You push down and it cuts your material. Okay. Really handy, great item to have. Okay. All right. Now, those are your basic essentials. And as I said, when you start sewing, you're not going to have all of the stuff that somebody else that's been sewing for 100 years has. Okay. But as long as you have those basic essentials, your needles, your thread, things like that, you'll be fine. Okay. All it takes is some material, needle, thread, and scissors, and you can make anything you want. Okay. I have done it by hand, literally cut pieces out, sewed them together by hand, then sandwiched them, and then quilted them all by hand. I do have 2 sewing machines. Well, actually, 3. Okay, this is one of my sewing machines. This is a Brother sewing machine. Very good brand. I actually have had it for several years. Uh, you have, I use it to sew the pieces of a quilt together now. This is your stitch regulator. You can change it and use whatever stitch you want to use. It also has a button holder. This is your reverse button you can sew backwards with. This is your tension knobs up here. Top tension, bottom tension, and arm tension. Okay? Now, that machine I actually got from a very good friend of mine several years ago. I have another one that I also got from my sister that I use that I'm actually in the process of using right now. It's in my dining room. That my sister gave to me. Now, for a sewing machine, all sewing machines need bobbins. That's these cute little things here. Okay. Bobbins, I actually have pre-threaded bobbins, different colors. So whatever color thread I'm using, I can grab me a bobbin. I have another set of these in another deal that I have over there. But bobbins are definitely essential if you're going to have a sewing machine. Uh, it's sewing is not something that is really complicated. Okay. The very first item I ever made on a sewing machine was a shirt that I made in high school, or no, junior high. I'm sorry. The teacher gave me an A for effort, if that tells you anything. Okay. I'm not perfect at sewing, and I don't claim to be. Um, I do what makes me happy and what I enjoy sewing. If you try to impress other people by sewing or, trying to make things that you're not comfortable with, things like that, you're not going to enjoy it. Um, it's sewing is rewarding, sewing is relaxing. You can come up with all kinds of ideas. Of course, we have YouTube now. Back then we didn't have, but we have YouTube now. YouTube, Pinterest, um, all kinds of websites that you can go on and learn about sewing different things, and you can take it as far as you want to. I enjoy quilting personally. I enjoy making quilts. Um, and eventually we will get around to this little beauty back here. This is a Grace Easy 3 quilting frame. That very simple to use, not as complicated as it looks. That particular one I got at a garage sale for $60. Anywhere brand new, they're anywhere from two to thousands of dollars, depending on what type of frame you want. They make them where, they have the sewing machine with them and the machine does all the work. I prefer hand quilting. I just do. To me, it's more personal, it's more sentimental. Um, but again, you don't have to be an expert to sew. Anybody can sew. It's not a big complicated deal. Okay. In my next video, we are actually going to talk about material and cutting out fabric to make a quilt. We're going to start with something simple. It's going to be called what you call a 9-patch. It's 4-inch squares sewn together to form a 9-patch block. Okay, and I will explain more about that in my next video. Um, I hope to see y'all there, and if you have any questions, any comments, let me know. Tell me if there's anything else that I can do to, you know, make it easier on y'all, or if there's something I'm not talking about and you'd like to know, let me know. If you like my videos, hit the subscribe button. Okay. Tell your friends. And I hope y'all have a great year. And I will see y'all.